it's Rona, and today is Scraplift Crafternoon. Today we're scrap lifting this beautiful layout by Nicole Santos, who is Because We Love to Scrap on YouTube and Instagram. For my layout today, we're using the 49 in Market Spectrum Gardenia, and I'm also going to be using some of the 49 in Market Seaside Shipwreck. It was a 6x8 collection pack, and I don't know when that came out. I'm sure it's not available anymore. I've had it for a long time. But they had some beautiful laser cut images in that collection, and I used some of those as well as some of the papers. My photos today are from the aquarium, and this will be in my grandson's book. And this was the jellyfish exhibit. There it is, Seaside Shipwreck. So I also pulled out some of the Spectrum Gardenia bobble or little bubbles, and then some of just the epoxy stickers, some other laser cuts from the Spectrum Gardenia, and some vellum that I'm going to be using. And I did use some rub-ons also from the same collection. So I started out by cutting my vellum, and there's three different colors of vellum. And I believe this was a Studio Calico vellum pack that had these different colors in it. And I just cut an envelope, and then I sliced the top off so that it wouldn't have the, the part that would come over and fold over it on an actual envelope, because I just wanted mine to be open at the top and not have the flap to go over it. So I scored it, and then I'm going to, once I get it scored, I'm going to fold it over. I have a little bit of trouble with this. This vellum is very thick, so it's a little bit harder than I thought it would be to get it lined up perfectly and get it scored and placed, but it worked out. And you can see how the envelope just is open like that. So I went ahead and made all three of them, and I like how that looks. So I did the purple with the purple photo, and then there's two blue photos, and I'm just going to stack them together in there. And then the other one is kind of pinks and oranges, so I put that one in the sort of orangey envelope. And this first envelope was, when I was cutting it on the Cricut, it missed and it kind of messed it up. So after I put them all together and looked at it, I didn't love it, so I decided I wanted it to look crinkly. So I thought, well, this one was already messed up. If I make it worse, then, I can always recut it. It was already messed up. So I went ahead and crinkled it up, and I love how it looks. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one together after I get it straightened back out. But I like how those creases just made it look, sort of distressed in a way. A good way to distress vellum, I guess, is just to wad it up and have some crinkles, and it kind of gave it a neat look, and I liked how that looked for a little extra texture. And there's going to be some ripped paper on this based on Nicole's layout. I knew I was going to be doing some ripped paper, so I thought this was just a fun little added texture. Nicole's layouts always have lots of beautiful texture. She likes to use flowers and ribbons and all kinds of stuff. So, and she does a lot of ripping too, which is right up my alley because I love that as well. So you can see the purple, it's kind of got a purple hue to it, and then the ones have the blue hue, and it's all just because of how the, that jellyfish exhibit, that's the colors in there, they always have them. So there's like glowing kind of lighting and things, and so it took some really cool pictures. So I'm getting all of those put together. I do like how they look crinkled, and a little extra glue on that one. I had to kind of fix, but then I'm going to go off screen here in a minute and get the part of it Well, yeah. No, I did tear it on screen. I was going to say I thought some of this was off, but I tore the blue so that I would have a that for my base. There wasn't a whole lot of blue, and my main pictures were in the blue area, so I thought that would make a good base. And then I'm going to use a little stripy one from the Seaside Shipwreck as my second layer. And Nicole had two layers like that, a base one and then an extra one. Hers were kind of contrasting colors, and it really set it off nicely. Excuse me. But I went with this stripe because I liked how it had all the colors from this collection in it, even though it's not the same collection. I just love how that looked. So there's that all put together and put down. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my envelopes down. I haven't stuck the pictures down yet, but I do want to get the envelopes in place because I know exactly where they're going to go. And then I'll try and work on adding in my embellishments. So like I said, Nicole adds a lot of ribbons and things on her layouts. Although this layout, I'm not sure that that was ribbon that went across there. It might have just been a row of tickets, like how the tickets come on the, on one long strip. But I'm not sure. So I went with the ribbon just because I wanted some of that softness to go across this vellum here. So I'm going to go ahead and use that as that layer. I actually looked for some of the 49 and Market envelopes like what she used in the piece that we're lifting here, but I didn't have any of those with this collection. I have some somewhere, but I don't have them with this collection. So it may have just been, I may have them in a couple of different ones, but I don't have it in this collection. So I'm going to add a film strip over there. I'm going to add what will be my title, which is Great Times, up there at the top. And then I had like some little coral pieces in those. And I don't know for sure if these are jellyfish or not, but I thought it kind of looked like they could be. So somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really know all of my marine life, but I thought it looked like it could be jellyfish. So I stuck them up there. It doesn't really matter to me either way. I thought they looked cute. And I loved how that purple from this really old collection worked so pretty with the purple in Spectrum Gardenia. So I love how that went together. So I added those purple pieces up there. I am using some very thin foam tape. I believe it's 1 millimeter, and I've been really loving that lately. I usually use like the 2 millimeter, the kind of medium sized one. But I've been using these thin ones, and I've really liked it lately. So that's what I'm going to use on this layout as well. And then I have some more different little marine life pieces down here, a seahorse, and I did find an octopus, and I kind of put those over in the area of that color. Now the little, I don't know if it's seaweed or whatever, there's some that's green in there, and it's not really on a green area. But I'm going to go ahead and put it down there and then add the blue chipboard piece that says "Come Away with Me." And I thought that looked good because these were pictures taken while they were on vacation. And then up by the octopus, I want to add something. So I pulled that one out, and I'm not going to actually use it there. It's going to go somewhere else. But there's some other seaweed or some kind of plant life that I'm going to add up there by the octopus. And it's more of a green, but I felt like I needed some kind of something else to go along with it. And I kind of liked my rickrack too. It kind of reminded me of ocean waves and such. I'm trying to get this a frame, and then I end up pulling out a couple of other different frames, and I kept thinking, well, that'll kind of look like, they're in the aquarium, and that might look like what it would be if the octopus was, in its little glassed aquarium there. But I ended up not using any of them. I kept trying them, and I didn't like any of them after I had them on there. So they're not gonna stay. I'll use them on something different. But I do go ahead and pull out the little bubbles, and I have those in 3 different colors. They're very similar colors, but I pull out 3 sections, actually 4 sections of the little bubbles, and I really like how they looked. And these I've had a long time too. I don't know that they really came with any collection. I looked at the packaging, and they were just listed as 3 different colors, but it didn't really say what collection they came with. I think they were wishing bubbles is what it said. But I thought they kind of looked like they could be in the deep ocean, little bubbles. And I like how those looked. Or they could kind of look like jellyfish too, honestly. So I will go ahead and actually, if you are looking really closely, you can tell that this paper, my background paper, is upside down. But I needed it to be upside down, so some of the text is upside down, and that it doesn't really bother me because it's just background. But you can kind of tell if you're looking really close that the majority of the words are upside down. So I'm going to go ahead and add some rub-ons over it, and I don't do it on screen. I thought I was taping and I wasn't. Towards the end here, after I get some of this stuff put down, I'll think for a minute, and then I thought just put my phone on pause, but I didn't. I had turned it all the way off. So then when I hit it again, I wasn't turning it back on. But I add in the little piece of plant life that's up there by my adhesive. That's going to go down there at the bottom over top of the green ones. And then I'm going to add rub-ons in the bottom area where it's blue. You'll see it in the final pictures also, but I put a rub-on there, and then I put a rub-on over the words up at the top, and I just used some. It really doesn't have it's just some more blotches in orange, and it kind of goes over the words, and it just kind of takes away from that layer. It adds just a little extra to it, and I liked it because you couldn't really tell that it was all upside down, the words that are there. And some of the words are right side up, so it's just a background, it doesn't make that much difference, but I went ahead and added a few little things. I did also add my journaling strips under those blue pictures in the center. I had 4 strips of journaling that I will add off screen, but you're going to see that when we get over here to the close-ups. And I also want to say, because it's Scraplift Crafternoon, there will be a playlist in the description box, and we will all be scraplifting the same layout, so you'll definitely want to check out what everybody else is doing. Everyone works really hard and to add their content, and I love being a part of this group. They're very sweet ladies. I'm thinking I want to add some of the little word bubbles also, but I end up not doing that. But definitely check out the playlist and see what everybody else came up with. I can't wait to see. I always enjoy watching all those videos as well. If you have not subscribed yet, I would love to have you. I usually have a couple of videos at least a week, and I enjoy doing it very much. I've appreciated all of the comments and feedback that I've gotten. This is the close-up, so you can see the things that I added with the journaling bits, and then I added a little heart to go along with that, and then those extra rub-ons and the extra little bit at the bottom. Oh, and I added a couple of tickets up there in the purple area as well. I thought we needed one more little thing, and a ticket like you're going into the aquarium seemed like that would be a good idea. So that's it for me today, and I will be back this week, and then of course I'll be back again next Sunday for Scraplift Crafternoon again. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye.